You are listening to the Daily Treasure podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries, and we are continuing in our new series called The Valley of Tears, and we're camping out in Psalm 84, but we're also kind of taking a little road trip as we think about the sons of Korah and their history. Today's devotional is called The Whisper Campaign, and today's treasure is from Numbers 16, verses 1 through 3. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with a number of the people of Israel, 250 chiefs of the congregation, chosen from the assembly, well-known men. They assembled themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said to them, "You have gone too far, for all in the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" Discontentment and jealousy rooted in the hearts of four men, Korah, Dathan, Abiram, and On. They tired of their God-given responsibilities and put their eyes on the priesthood, concluding there was more honor and perhaps less physical labor in the priestly role of Aaron. Their resentment grew and naturally spread to others. They convinced 250 chiefs of the congregation. Now get that. These were leaders. These were respected men in the congregation. 250 of them. That the priesthood should not be reserved for a few, but open to all. They attacked Moses and Aaron, accusing them of holier-than-thou attitudes. Do you see parallels to conflicts in your own life? One person starts a whisper campaign, gathering what we would consider influential people to her side. Whispered conversations pull in more people who neglect to get the other side of the story, maybe because they too are discontent or jealous. The circle of gossip grows wider, without a thought to the damage caused to the target. Such gossipers consider themselves righteous and seeking justice. Yet, the scriptures reveal a different motive. If you are tempted by gossip designed to destroy another person, realize the root of your willingness to participate in such gossip is jealousy and discontentment with the pathway on which God has placed you. Ask the Lord to bring these scriptures to mind when you are tempted to start the gossip or when others try to pull you into their conflicts. Proverbs 18:17. The one who states his case first seems right until the other comes and examines him. The older I grow, the more I realize the destruction of gossip and thoughtless words. When tempted to speak ill of others or use the respect of others as a means to defame anyone, I plead with the Lord. A troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. Proverbs 16:28. Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. Proverbs 21:23. If anyone thinks he is religious and does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his heart, this person's religion is worthless. James 1:26. Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets. Therefore, do not associate with a simple babbler. Proverbs 20:19. Whoever slanders his neighbor secretly, I will destroy. Whoever has a haughty look and an arrogant heart, I will not endure. Psalm 101:5. The words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels. They go down into the inner parts of the body. Proverbs 18:8. May we allow the downfall of Korah and his band of discontents teach us to be ever watchful for whispers designed to wreak havoc on another, because, as we read in Proverbs 19:5, a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. And remember, from Proverbs 26:20, for lack of wood the fire goes out, and where there is no whisperer, quarreling ceases. Father, we plead with you, put a guard on our lips. When we are tempted to start or join a whispering campaign, show us the ugliness of our words and motives. Teach us to say no when invited to join the sons of Korah. Friends, I'm Sharon Betters, and if you've been hanging around for very long, you know that we offer all kinds of platforms that give help and hope, especially to hurting people. Some are more directive to that hurt and the pain, and I would say that our Help and Hope podcast for this week is definitely that kind of resource. It's unique because our son Chuck is the host of this Help and Hope podcast, and he's turning the tables on me and asking me questions about my own grief journey, basing the conversation in my book, Treasures in Darkness. This was quite a conversation, which I genuinely enjoyed, but of course there were some emotional moments throughout. We talk about the importance of journaling, how important that was for me, how God used journaling even to prepare me for the death of our son Mark, how he used the gift of wrestling to help me land in his purposes, for me to see that my circumstances are my platform for glorifying him. We talked about the importance of lament and how to respect the different ways of grieving, especially in a family, especially with mothers and fathers. I genuinely believe that even if you have not lost a child, this conversation will help equip you to come alongside someone who is hurting, no matter what their grief, or maybe it's you, that you have a grief in your heart that it's just taking you down. I believe that this conversation will be an encouragement for you. So make sure you go to helpandhopenow.org, our website, and look for the Help and Hope link, and there you're going to find our son Chuck's conversation with me, his mother, about a grieving mother shares her heart. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.